Hi Charlie, just wanted to hop onto YouTube real quick and clarify a few things about this video polling experiment, which I've been doing for 31 days. Now, as I've said many times before, I've been taking the polls that I post on LinkedIn last week and that closed this morning and analyzing the results of these votes, their distributions, and the statistics that I included with these polls. Now, one of my wonderful followers, LucyT.8389, made a great suggestion to do these polls on YouTube instead so that there can be more of a direct correlation between the polls and the social media platform that I'm discussing them on. And while this is a fantastic suggestion, it's just not something that I can implement right now, and I wanted to clarify why. I mentioned in my last video that when I started posting these polls on LinkedIn, I did not get a lot of traction on them. The very first poll that I posted on May 5th, 2023 only got 9 votes. And when I did try posting similar polls on YouTube a few weeks ago, just to see if I could sort of replicate the success I had on LinkedIn on YouTube, I didn't get any votes on those polls. And since a lot of the content I'm making depends on me having a sizable amount of voters to create an interesting and relevant distribution to discuss, the unfortunate fact is that if I want to have any informative content, I will have to use the polls that I posted on LinkedIn. Now, I wanted to just clarify to Lucy and anyone else who's wondering why I'm talking so much about LinkedIn on YouTube that on LinkedIn I have thousands of connections and a dedicated voter base of a few hundred people who regularly vote on my polls. So obviously the results that I get there are going to be more interesting and more relevant to this discussion than anything that I post on YouTube regarding those polls. For instance, I posted the same poll that I posted on LinkedIn last week onto YouTube this morning, and it hasn't gotten any votes. And that doesn't make for like a very interesting discussion, unfortunately. So while I do understand that it would be ideal for me to have YouTube-based poll content to discuss, that's just not my reality right now. And even with regards to those LinkedIn polls, it took over 100 days for me to start hitting an average of 50 or more daily votes on average. Now, 650 plus days later, I get about 80 to 85 daily votes on average. Sometimes I get over 100. But again, that took a pretty long time to sort of develop that audience. And on LinkedIn, there is the added benefit of being able to send connection requests to people at your company or at your college. LinkedIn kind of generates lists of people that you can reach out to. Now on YouTube, you don't have that luxury, you don't have that feature. You're just posting content onto the platform and just hoping that it garners enough traction to get views and engagement. And it's just, I found it a bit more difficult to build an audience on YouTube than on LinkedIn because those platforms are made for very different purposes. And as you can probably tell, I am definitely not an expert on the YouTube algorithm. I'm not even an expert on the LinkedIn algorithm, and I've been using that platform for several years at this point, quite extensively. So anyway, LucyT.8389, I just wanted to say that yes, I did read your suggestion. I am taking it into consideration, and I link to my LinkedIn polls. I post a link to that in the description box of all of my videos, so feel free to check me out on LinkedIn. I don't know if there's a lot of crossover between my audience on YouTube and my audience on LinkedIn. There probably isn't that much crossover, but I just wanted to let you know why I'm doing this format right now. As I've mentioned several times before, the overall format of this channel is far from ideal. This is supposed to be a cat YouTube channel. I don't have a cat. This is supposed to be a channel about polls and discussing the statistics associated with them, but I'm doing polls from LinkedIn, not YouTube. So we're just trying to make things work here with limited resources and less than ideal conditions. So I really appreciate your patience. I really appreciate your support. And I just wanted to hop on here and clarify some things to just let you know that I am listening to all of the feedback that I'm receiving from my followers on YouTube and LinkedIn, as well as people in my personal life who watch my videos and support me. So thank you so much for contributing to this conversation. And thank you, Charlie, for supporting me in this endeavor as well. You've been a very emotionally supportive cat during this difficult but also rewarding journey. So thank you, Charlie, for listening, and stay tuned for my 30-second video poll analysis tomorrow morning. Bye.